This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Just one day before former FBI Director James Comey sits down before Congress, we're learning some of what he's going to say this morning. How there's more tension building in the White House.
And targeted with racial insults, a local father says kids are picking on his daughter because of her race. What the school is saying this morning.
And Austinites know how great our city is. Well, a lot of people know how great Austin is, and many of them are moving here, where Austin lands on the list for top cities in America. Beautiful live picture for you on this Wednesday morning. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us for KVUE News Daybreak. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm Brian May.
I'm Yvonne Nava. Maybe you just wanted to go off into a speech. You got to say something.
The city got me thinking about how great it is to live here today, especially because the weather's going to be great.
Yeah, Wednesday, June 7th, and the weather is going to be nice, and Erica has the proof of it.
I sure do. Even starting this morning, temperature is quite comfortable out there. The hill country waking up to temps in the lower 60s this morning for Enchanted Rock, 61 degrees. Closer to 70, Burnett and Buchanan Dam also at 70 degrees. Austin at 71, ABIA a couple degrees cooler than that. Same thing for the eastern counties. A great start to your morning. Here's what we're talking about temperature-wise. Not much of a difference, but what you're going to feel the difference in this morning is the dew points. Dew points are in the mid to lower 60s rather than the mid to upper 60s. So quite comfortable out there. Even some 50-degree dew points at Burnett, 59. Austin, 65 is your current dew point. Here's how today is going to play out. Lots of sun in the forecast. Highs in the lower 90s. That's average for this time of the year. And again, beautiful day in store. Anavid Reyes has the latest on traffic. Are the roads looking just as beautiful?
Oh, very beautiful. Take a look at this gorgeous shot. This is a look at I-35 at 11th Street. You can see traffic is definitely moving, but at least it's flowing and the roads are open and moving quite smoothly this morning. Let's go ahead and check out those drive times. If you're driving on I-35 northbound Buda to downtown, a 14-minute commute, 17 minutes Round Rock to downtown on I-35 southbound. Now, if you're traveling on Mopac southbound 45 to downtown, a 15-minute commute, 4 minutes, 22 to Cesar Chavez. Yvonne, Brian, back to you.
All right, thank you. We are following breaking news this morning out of Iran, where several people are attacking Iran's parliament building and a shrine to Ayatollah Khomeini, a former leader in the country. Iranian state TV says one of the attackers taking part in the assault has blown himself up. We have actually been told that 2 security guards have been killed, more than 30 injured. We have just learned ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack. This situation is still going on right now. Of course, we're going to update you as more information becomes available.
Top national security officials are testifying today in preparation for the highly anticipated James Comey hearing tomorrow. Sources say the pending testimonies opened up a rift between the president and Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Sessions now offering to resign. ABC's Lana Zach has more on what Comey is expected to say and not say about the president.
When fired FBI Director James Comey testifies before the Senate on Thursday,
the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
A source close to Comey tells ABC News he intends to directly contradict the president on this claim, made repeatedly, including in an interview with NBC News.
I said, if it's possible, would you let me know? Am I under investigation? He said, you are not under investigation.
But on the more troubling question of obstruction of justice in the Flynn investigation, Comey is expected to offer no judgment.
The real-world implications of this, although great for scoring points for the Democrats, are really not that high in terms of actual effect on the administration.
The testimony is highly anticipated for both Democrats and Republicans.
I think that Comey being here in public is something that's very important to the country.
But inside the White House, the president is blaming Attorney General Jeff Sessions' decision to recuse himself on Russia for many of their current problems. Sources tell ABC News the situation has gotten so tense that Sessions has offered to resign. Press Secretary Sean Spicer even refusing to say if the president still has confidence in Sessions.
I have not had a discussion with them.
The president did offer up another public message.
What message do you have to Jim Comey ahead of his testimony?
I wish him luck.
And we can report on one other revelation that is likely to be questioned. James Comey reportedly told the Attorney General he no longer wanted to be left alone with the president following the meeting in which he felt pressured to drop the investigation into Michael Flynn. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
5:04 now, and Texas lawmakers headed back to Austin next month for a special session. Governor Greg Abbott made the announcement yesterday. Says he wants lawmakers to discuss 20 different items during the special session, including abortion legislation, education savings accounts, and school finance reform. He also came down on lawmakers for failing to pass a sunset bill allowing the Texas Medical Board to continue operating. He wants lawmakers to pass a bill related to one of the most controversial topics of the session, so-called bathroom privacy, which targets what bathroom transgender children can use in schools.
At a minimum, we need a law that protects the privacy of our children in our public schools.
There is not a problem with privacy and safety in restrooms. This is 100% a political issue, and the only reason for this existence is to target, demonize, and stigmatize transgender people.
Abbott also wants lawmakers to pass property tax reform. Senate Bill 2 would make it harder for cities and counties to raise property taxes without calling for an election. The special session starts July 18th.
5:05 is your time. Texting while driving will soon be illegal all across Texas. Governor Greg Abbott signed the bill into law yesterday. Texting will now be punishable by a fine of up to $99 for first-time offenders and $200 for repeat offenses. The law says you can't read, write, or send an electronic message unless the vehicle is stopped. You can still use map programs. The ban will take effect on September 1st. French leaders are expected to meet today to discuss new counterterrorism measures following an attack at Notre Dame yesterday. Now, dozens of tourists started running for cover as shots rang out in front of the cathedral. Authorities say that a man ran at 3 police officers, hitting one with a hammer, shouting, "This is for Syria." Another officer then shot the attacker in the leg. He's in the hospital this morning.
We heard the 2 gunshots, and then at that point, my wife and I, we kind of grabbed each other and ran to the corner, and then we turned back around. That's when we saw the police officers pointing their guns at a guy on the ground, and he had blood coming out from his leg.
Inside the cathedral, people were told to put their hands over their heads as police officers checked each pew in case another attacker was inside the church. It was 2 hours before tourists were allowed to leave.
Convicted child sex offender Greg Kelly is closer to home this morning, and his supporters hope this means he's one step closer to being set free. Yesterday, authorities moved Kelly from Huntsville to the Williamson County Jail, where he'll remain until at least August. That's to prepare for a hearing in an effort to get his conviction overturned. Kelly was found guilty in 2014 of sexually assaulting a 4-year-old boy. His case, though, has now been reopened as investigators are looking at another suspect. Yesterday, Kelly was allowed to meet with supporters and family as he arrived at the jail.
They obviously are very emotional. We just got to see Greg and get a hug, and it was an incredible experience.
Now, the Texas Rangers are investigating Jonathan McCarty. He has not been charged, but is already in jail on unrelated charges. Manor ISD testing out a new dress code for some of its students. 3 schools will require uniforms at the start of next school year. KVUE's Corey Coffin joins us now this morning to explain why the district is making the change.
Well, Brian, Yvonne, good morning to both of you. Now, according to their superintendent, Manor ISD has some new innovative learning spaces, and they say they want a new innovative dress code implemented at these new schools. District leaders believe that the structured dress code would help limit distractions and help kids stay on target. Officials would like to implement the new dress code next school year at Manor Middle School, and 2 new schools set to open this fall, Lagos Elementary and New Tech Middle School.
We're going to pilot a couple of schools and really to see if it makes a difference in the campus climate, what kids are concentrating their time and efforts for.
I feel like there's always going to be distractions, you know, even if they're wearing the same clothing, it's going to be, oh, the shoes, oh, the hair. There's always going to be distractions. It's one thing less, and you have to take baby steps.
Now, Avery says it will be up to each campus to decide the exact uniform. At the middle schools, a colored polo and khaki or black pants or shorts, and they'll allow hooded sweatshirts. At Lagos Elementary, blue, black, or gray polo shirts, black or khaki pants, and no sweatshirts. And Manor ISD also plans to work with low-income families who may struggle to buy these new clothes. Now, this is one of the first districts in our area to implement a policy like this. We spoke spoke to several other districts as well. A few said that they had considered it in the past, but they didn't end up following through. And a few schools in Austin ISD, like the Young Men and Women's Leadership Academies, do require their students wear uniforms. Brian Yvonne, back to you.
Thank you, Corey. Time for the forecast with Erica now. Erica, nice day ahead today.
Yeah, great start starting this morning. Temperatures are near 70 degrees, but the big change today from yesterday are the lower dew point levels. We're in the mid to lower 60s in terms of dew points across the viewing area, so it's less sticky, less humid out there, more comfortable as you're heading out the door. And lots of sun to enjoy today also. Take a look at your next 12 hours. By lunchtime, we'll still be in the 80s, enjoying lower 90s for your highs today. 92 is our forecasted high here in Austin, but clear skies in the forecast today. So what does that mean? Well, your car wash forecast is looking great. If you're wondering when's a good time to wash your car, today would be the day, because we're talking clear skies and at least 7 days in a row in the forecast without any rain shower activity. So I think those car wash car wash areas are going to be quite busy because we're entering into a pretty long, quiet streak in terms of weather. Guys, back to you.
All right, well, look here in our city, beautiful views like these, make us fall in love with Austin. And more people are starting to understand that as well. And they appreciate this view as well.
That's right. That's why you see all those cranes building all those new buildings. Everyone wants to move to Austin, at least according to a new study by Business Insider. Austin's been named the #1 city where everyone wants to live right now. The study looked at migration data, search traffic on Realtor.com, and estimated population growth rate from 2015 to this year. Jacksonville, Florida, second, Las Vegas, Nashville, Charlotte, North Carolina, rounding out the top 5 places everyone wants to live.
Jacksonville's kind of throwing me for a loop.
Why is that? Why is that, Yvonne?
I don't know. I mean,
city, Jacksonville,
I know. I'm sure
Florida.
it's nice, but I don't know. I wouldn't think Jacksonville. I would think. I would think Las Vegas, or
Yeah, but Austin's at the top.
There we go. That's all that matters.
We know that's right.
Well, still ahead, Southwest Airlines' big sale is back, offering flights for as low as $49.
Why do you want to leave? So what's the catch, though? We'll take a look at what you need to know before you book one of these low-price deals.
And a local father says his child is being bullied for her race. This morning, what Georgetown ISD is saying about the allegations.